Are you bored with life? Are you unimpressed with the world around you? If you are, then today is the day for you, as today it's International Blasé Day. So hope you make it a big celebration today. And if you're going to celebrate Blasé Day, no better way to do it than betting on your favorite sport. We will help you with that. I'm your host, Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. I'm in for Chelsea Messenger, who has decided to have a baby. And we wish her all of the best. Big show today. We have one it's a big show every day. I don't know what to say, but it really is. Today, Craig El Guapo Trapp. We're going to talk NFL, college football opening lines for you. So if you want to know what's coming up over during the week and for the upcoming weekend, well, we've got you covered. Then the Duffman cometh. Joe Duffman Duffy will be joining us talking some college football. And we're going to top it all off with our very own superstar, Sean Higgs Higgs will be joining us to talk NBA, college basketball, and just a little bit of everything else. So that's what we've got for you today. These are our top handicappers at picksandparlays.net. And right now we have a special for you. Anything on the site, 15% off in celebration of Thanksgiving weekend. Use promo code TURKEY, gobble, gobble, and gobble up those big wins. All right, we'd love to hear from you. This is how it works. You're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, on Twitter. Well, all you got to do is write in the comment section, and we will see your comment. Our producer, Andrew, will put it up on the screen, and I will do my best to respond to it, provided it's not too rude. Some rude is okay. Too rude is definitely not okay. Okay? But what too rude is, I've yet to find out. I'm still not sure. Just a reminder, we're with you each and every weekday from 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. That's Monday through Friday, right here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I'd also like to welcome all of our men and women in uniform around the world who are listening courtesy of the American Forces Network. Welcome you to the show. And of course, if you are watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, well, you get to see us in all our glory. Live from Las Vegas, this is Picks and Parlays. We'll be right back after this.
Good people always deserve better. And now through Saturday during our 7 days of Black Friday epic deals, good people like you can score some of our lowest payments ever, like a 2 TV bundle from Philips or a Samsung washer and dryer. And don't miss Aaron's special doorbuster offers this Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. Come in store to spin the wheel when you start leasing to own. You might even score no payment until 2020. Black Friday at Aaron's. Easy, beautiful, affordable. Transaction advertised as a rental purchase agreement. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
This is Jesse's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
As a nurse, not making it to work was not an option. But driving through the snow with my wiper blades struggling, I just didn't feel safe. So I pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts, and before I knew it, an employee was offering to install the wiper blades on my car. I got to stay out of the snow for a moment, and I still made it to work on time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Message and data rates may apply. See purple.com for terms and conditions.
Do you, or someone you know, sweat the bed? Do you ever wake up feeling like you've been sleeping on a slip and slide? Sweating the bed is a serious but a common problem that affects your sleep, health, and happiness. Plus, it's just plain gross. But it's not you. It's your mattress. Fortunately, there is a cure. It's called Purple. Purple is the only mattress with a scientifically engineered smart comfort grid. This patented technology is designed to let air flow freely so you sleep cool. Side effects of sleeping on Purple include sleeping better, feeling better, and, well, honestly, smelling better. Try the Purple mattress risk-free for 100 nights and never sweat the bed again. Take advantage of our best Black Friday sale ever and save up to $400 when you buy a mattress and premium sleep bundle by texting SMART to 84888. Sleep great through the holidays and get up to $400 off by texting SMART to 84888. That's SMART to 84888.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Welcome back to Picks and Parlays here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. I would love to hear from you. Well, we're going to give you some college football and NFL opening lines. No one better to do that than El Guapo. Isn't he just? Craig Trapp. Craig, welcome to the show. You know, it's great. This is our regular Monday feature, which I'm tempted to rename Craigulation Time. But, you know, we'll have to play that by ear and see how that works. But let's start with some NFL, shall we? Let's start with the Bears at Lions. This one opened, you're saying it opened Detroit -1.5. It's now shifted. It's now the Bears at -1.5. What on earth happened here?
Well, these are the Thanksgiving games. Of course, Thanksgiving week. Happy early Thanksgiving to everybody.
Oh, and happy Blase Day.
Well, of course. NFL Week 13, this is always the biggest betting days of the year outside the Super Bowl, of course, these Thursday night games. And this is the early game, Bears at Lions. Bears are favored here only because Matt Stafford is out for, or looks like he'll be out for the Detroit Lions.
Does he have a Stafford infection?
Stafford infection.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's why he's out. That's why that line is shifted, and it's shifted. It's been a polar shift from -1.5 for Detroit to obviously +1.5 for Detroit. So
I don't think the line's going to matter in this one. So you just got to pick the winner in this one.
All right, the next one we got is another Thursday night game: Saints at Falcons. This one opened with the Saints at, let's have a look, -5.5. Then shifted to, well, they're still Saints, but they're now -7. The Falcons on this one, they're 1-9 straight up, where other teams are favored by a touchdown or more. The Falcons are just not very good, Craig. I mean, they're 3-8. So, but why has this line gone from -5.5 to -7?
Well, New Orleans looked really good this past week, so that has, or 2 weeks ago. Then the Falcons looked really good a couple weeks ago. Now, Atlanta played terrible last week. The Saints had to hold on to win. So the NFC South is a wild division. These are huge rivalry matchups. I wouldn't want any piece of laying that extra 1.5. So hopefully, if you are a New Orleans bettor, that you can wait until this line comes back off that key number of 7. But Falcons are, who knows what you get in the Falcons.
All right, now we're not doing the other Thursday game, which is the Bills at Boys. So
Yes.
Let's move along and do, shall we, Eagles at Dolphins. As bad as the Dolphins are, they're even worse versus NFC teams. Did you know this? I mean, they are 1-7 straight up, 2-6 against the spread against NFC teams. This one opened Eagles -7.5, and it's now -9.
Well, the Dolphins were not good in Cleveland last week, but remember, they're this time of year when it gets cold, they're not good when they go to these cold weather teams. Luckily, they're at home, so I can see a lot of people that's being a sharp bet for a lot of people with the Dolphins here at 9. I see this line maybe even getting to that key number of 10. So maybe you want to wait if you're going to bet the Dolphins.
All right, Bucks at Jags. Bucks 4-7. Jags 4-7. Here's a statistic that I didn't know about until today when I actually read this. Because, you know, well, I didn't read it. I put a book of big NFL stats under my pillow last night, and by the process of osmosis, I now know all of these things. But the Bucks have never won in Jacksonville, ever, period.
Well, kind of surprising because a lot of times the NFC doesn't play the AFC teams that much, but usually when you're local rivalry, which would be in the state of Florida, you'd think they play more. Well, the Jacksonville hasn't been around that long, but Tampa Bay Bucks did come off.
1995.
Right. Tampa Bay Bucks come off a huge win, though. That win at Atlanta last week, Atlanta, like we said, had been a little better, and before that, that was a big win for the Bucks. If they can just avoid turnovers, this line moved from Jacksonville, opened at -4.5 to Jacksonville -1. So basically a pick 'em here. I like Tampa Bay here.
Yeah, that really has shifted. All right, Chip Chirimbus's very own San Diego Chargers, of course, who are now the LA Chargers, but don't tell Chip that, against the Denver Broncos. Denver opened at -1.5. It's now the Chargers -2.5. What's going on here?
Well, more just how poorly Denver has played in recent weeks. Ever since Flacco went down, just not been that good. Denver -1.5, like you said, now flipped where the Chargers are the favorite here. Chargers, I think, are clearly the pick if you're going to bet this game.
All right, and our last NFL game before we move on to some college football, we have the Browns at the Steelers. This one opened Pittsburgh -3. It's now Cleveland -1.5. Another big swing here.
Well, remember, these teams played on Thursday night 2 weeks back. Of course, Myles Garrett clubbed Rudolph in the head with his own helmet. I mean, something hopefully we'll never see again in football. But more has to question the poor play at quarterback for the Steelers. And Cleveland coming off a nice win at home against, so now they're trying to sweep the season series against rival Pittsburgh here.
All right, let's move along to some college football. Week 14. Let's start Friday's game, Virginia Tech versus Virginia. This was a pick'em, and then it went to Tech -2.5, right?
Kind of surprising because Virginia Tech early in the year was not good. Virginia was pretty good. Now, lately, Virginia Tech's been a little better, so I can see this. But rivalry games. This is rivalry week in college football week 14. I think Virginia Tech is the play, but man, these rivalry games can be dangerous.
All right, Ole Miss at Mississippi State. This is a game we'll be covering in a bit more detail a little later on in the show. This one started at Mississippi -1 and moving to -3.
One of these Thanksgiving Day, the only game on Thanksgiving for college football, the Egg Bowl, of course. Ole Miss hasn't been great this year, so they were favored by 1, and Mississippi State now as a home favorite. I think that's more. I think this line is correct. I think this is where the line should have started, so I'm not really concerned if you're going to bet this game.
All right, Iowa at Nebraska. This started Iowa at -3. It's now doubled. It's now Iowa -6. Is this just the good money going to Iowa?
Oh, no, Nebraska's just not been good this year. Iowa's defense is very good, but not a team that scores a lot. So on the road, to have to lay an extra field goal here, not something I would be looking forward to.
Wisconsin at Minnesota. Started Wisconsin -4. It's tightened up a bit. It's now -2.5.
Yeah, this is the axe for the axe. Of course, if you're from Wisconsin and Minnesota, big rivalry game, and this means even more this year. Winner goes to the Big Ten championship game. I like Minnesota as a home underdog. I liked it a lot more when it was above that key number of 3, though.
All right, Rutgers at the Nittany Lions. Penn State -41. It's narrowed a bit, now -38.5. Apparently, Rutgers going to find some.
Well, I think this has a lot more to do about people recency, where Penn State wasn't great, and their quarterback went out against Ohio State, so I think a lot of people are worried about that. But man, this Rutgers team is not good against a Penn State team that's still playing for a decent bowl game, I'm guessing here.
Maybe Rutgers should rename themselves the Rutgers. They're really not doing very well these days. All right, Indiana at Purdue. Indiana -4.5. Shifted now to -7. That gap has widened. Explanation, please, El Guapo.
Battle of Indiana, huge rivalry game. Purdue had high expectations heading into this year, and it's just not worked out. I think it's more than deserving, although Indiana was hammered last week against Michigan. I actually thought Indiana had a chance at Michigan. Looking past, not the case.
Everybody thinks Indiana, Purdue, these are the big things. But, when I think Indiana, I think Fanny's in Gary, Indiana. Never forget that. Anyway. All right, Texas A&M at LSU. This is a big one here. LSU -15. Now they're -17. People like an LSU a lot. And there's a lot to like there, let's be honest.
Well, let's remember, LSU, #1 team in the country, #1 in the playoff as of right now. Could be a letdown spot. Of course, they've got the SEC championship next week, so maybe that's the worry if you don't like LSU. But I would get on them if you're going to play LSU, because this line's definitely moving in the opposite direction.
All right, that's going to wrap up our NFL and college football. Craig, give me the one more game. Let's talk about it briefly. We said Bills at Cowboys. That's the Thursday game. This one open, I know, Cowboys at -7.5. Where are we now on this one?
Yeah, still 7.5, total 44.5. This is always the game that gets a lot of play, because the early game, remember the Lions game, it's like 11:30 or 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Then the Cowboys game's usually around 3:34. So most people, both the West and the East, are already either at dinner or getting ready to sit down. And the Cowboys, of course, a huge public team. Cowboys coming off really poor performance. And Jerry Jones called out the coaching staff against New England last week.
All right, well, there you have it. Lots to watch on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, 4 football. We have 3 NFL,
and
1 college football. Usually there's a couple college basketball, and this is week for college basketball. If you love college basketball, of course, the Maui Classic starting on Monday goes through Wednesday as well.
And what's your favorite Thanksgiving holiday movie tradition, Craig? I know everyone has one.
Wow, Christmas Vacation is always the classic this time of year because, of course.
My favorite is Bob Guccione's Caligula, which I love to watch every Thanksgiving. Because
that's before my time.
Wait a minute. Wrong holiday. Okay, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll be talking to, who is up next? Oh yes, the Duff Man cometh. Use code TURKEY, by the way, 15% off everything on the site. Now's the time to do it. Go to picksandparlays.net and stay with us because the Duff Man does cometh after these messages.
Charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
And you're back with us here on picksandparlays.net. If you're watching us on the stream, I have a ginormous head that is talking to you. It is great to be with you today. I'm your host, Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. And I promised we would have him, and especially this blasé day, who better to talk to than the man who can regress to the means on his very, very own. We welcome him back, the Duff Man, Joe Duffy. The Duff Man cometh. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing fantastic, jolly old St. Nick, and certainly the Joe Duffy's clients at picksandparlays.net are also doing fantastic since we won 14 out of our last 15, and it's going to be even better this week. Well, I don't know if I can get that much better than 14-1, but we got a lot more winning ahead.
You are crushing it, Duffman. Crushing it, you are, I say. Well done. We have 3 games today. We're going to talk about a little college football. But before we do this, because I know it's the holiday season and it is the season of giving, we're going to give you 15% off everything on the site for Thanksgiving. Use the promo code TURKEY, gobble, gobble, 15% off. That's right. You can have your turkey dinner, you can have your 15% off, and you can have some big winnings. So go on the site and pick up any one of our experts' picks for 15% off. And of course, we're always pleased to have one of our resident experts with us, Joe Duffy. Joe, we've curated 3 of the finest college football games for our viewer and listeners' edification. Shall we get to it? With let's start with Texas Tech at Texas. How does that sound to you?
Sounds fantastic. You are the boss.
All right, a nice Big 12 showdown. Texas Tech 4-7, 5-5-1 against the spread. 2-6 only in conference, coming off a 30-27 loss to Kansas State. For the Longhorns, the Texas Longhorns, 6-5, 5-6 against the spread, 4-4 in conference play. They lost the last 2 in a row, most recently a 10-24 loss to Baylor. I've got Texas -9 with a total of 69. What say you, Duffman?
Well, what the Duffman says is, yeah, I know I've said the time and time again that college football is the #1 momentum sport. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you always have to go with the team with more momentum, and in this case, really neither team has much momentum. But in the case of Texas, they are struggling, but yet they're laying a big number of points. But in fact, home favorites of at least 9 that lost at least 4 of their previous 6 are a pretty good play at 346, 282, and 11. And that would favor Texas. And also, you know, the fact that this is sort of a rivalry game. I do think that an underachieving team like Texas, the team that's been struggling as of late, they're going to get a little bit more up for this game. They don't really have to worry about getting motivated. Now, for Texas Tech to have a chance, look, Texas Tech, it's not necessarily going back to their air raid days where they're a phenomenal passing team, but they are a pretty good passing team, and that's where they might match up pretty well against Texas. Texas is allowing 8.2 yards per pass overall, and also at home. They're no better at home than they are on the road, although conversely, you know, they're certainly going to have to outscore them, so to speak, and I know you always outscore them, but in the figurative sense, where they're going to have to score a lot of points as opposed to winning a low-scoring game, because Tech allows 8.9 points or 8.9 yards per pass themselves. The team's normally allowing 7.9. I think it's a good game. You know, Sam Ehlinger, he's you know, been okay this year. He's capable of a lot more. This is a good chance for him to come out of his slump. And despite this is kind of interesting. Tech, and it's a little bit of a rare situation. They're 3 games below 500 straight up. Yet they're actually outscoring teams by an average of 2 points per game. As 4 of their last 5 losses were by 3 points or less. So they've been pretty competitive in that. And betting on teams like that, when I look it up, not quite as profitable as I thought. You know, you usually think when a team loses a lot of competitive games, they're a little bit better record than their record says, or conversely, if a team's winning a lot of close games. But much to my surprise, there really isn't much of an advantage or a disadvantage to betting on Texas Tech in a situation like that. But I still think, all in all, you know, Texas, a relatively underachieving team. They match up pretty well. They should have a lot of success in the air and lay the fairly big number here.
All right. Well, you're right about Texas Tech in one way, in that they do have a passing game. They've been passing right by the W's because they are only 2-6 in conference. So, all right, there you have it. Texas Tech at Texas. Shall we move along? Let's see. Who should we do next? God, that's what people say when they come to Las Vegas. I don't know, but let's do Washington State, Washington. How does that sound?
It sounds good. I was wondering whether you wanted to choose an egg or an apple, but an apple a day keeps the bookmaker away.
That's true. That's true. I don't even have a comeback to that, so we'll just let it go. Washington State 6-5, 4-7 against the spread. They're 3-5 in conference, coming off a win over Oregon State, 54-53. They're scoring 41.5 points per game. They're giving up only 31.5. For the Huskies, it's 6-5 against the spread. They're 14-6 straight up in the last 20 games. They're also struggling in conference, though, 3-5, coming off a 14-20 loss to Colorado. I got Washington -6, total 64. And by the way, Brian Bittler writes on our site, don't miss any of his college football selections at picksandparlays.net. He says he's been number one in college football all season, coming off a 5-0 on Saturday. So there's Brian Bittler. He's one of our 35 expert handicappers. All right, let's get back to the one we're talking to, though. Duffman. Oh, thank you, Brenda. We think it's a great show as well. Duffman, Washington State, Washington. What's your take on this one? Regress me to the means, please.
Okay, well, I don't know if we're going to have too much regression to the mean here. Like I said, that's a term I sling around in other sports, especially when we talk NFL, but a little bit less so in college football. Road underdogs off of a massive offensive game, or road teams off a massive offensive game, are 162, 101, and 8, and that would favor Washington here. This series has been kind of interesting because these teams look like they should be more evenly matched, but Washington, a little bit more of brawn, has really dominated the series at the line of scrimmage. They've won 7 straight in the series, all by double digits, even though, as I said, these teams would seem a little bit more evenly matched. And that's the case here, that Washington State, they really got to slow down the running back Ahmed. If they aren't able to do that, I just think that Washington is going to be able to pound the ball. Also, Washington State, the quarterback Anthony Gordon, I watched the game Saturday. He set a few more records. He does throw for a ton of yards, but his big problem is he throws a lot of interceptions too, 14 interceptions. And for Washington State to have any chance in this game, they're going to have to slow down the Washington running game, and they can't throw interceptions because Washington has a little bit more brawn here. And I do think that it's just been this case almost every year where it's the more physical game of the Huskies winds up wearing down Washington State, and they've got enough speed to keep up with them. So I'm going to lay the points here with the Huskies.
Well, it's funny, we're talking today is Blasé Day, and the Huskies certainly looked blasé in their loss to Colorado, didn't they? They looked entirely disinterested.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing year. Really, Jacob Eason was probably a pretty good long shot entering the year for the Heisman Trophy. I think, as I recall, I don't remember, but I think he was in the top 7 or 8 candidates, and he's turned out that he's had a pretty blasé year. But again, this is another case, the same, almost what I said about Ellinger, where a case Eason, he's capable of more, and this would be a good opportunity to kind of recalibrate for such a big rivalry game. But Washington is a little bit better team than they've shown this year, and I think this is a chance to take out their frustrations. I said it, I think, a couple weeks ago, one of the biggest myths in sports where people like to bet on underdogs, especially bigger underdogs in rivalry games, which may or may not apply here based on that incorrect theory. In reality, I think rivalry games are a good chance for underachieving teams to really remotivate themselves and get fired up for a game like this, and I do think that would apply to Washington here.
Yeah, well, I certainly have my opinion about that. We call them derbies where I come from, rivalry games. But, you sort of have to take sort of traditional thinking and throw it out the window a bit. All right, let's get to Ole Miss at Mississippi State. Ole Miss 4-7, 6-4-1 against the spread. Mississippi State, the Bulldogs are 5-6, 4-7 against the spread. LSU ended Ole Miss's bowl hopes, and now they have an opportunity to end their rivals' bowl hopes. So lots of bowl hoping. I don't quite work something funny there, but I'm having difficulty, so we'll just move on. We've got Mississippi State -2, a total 59.5. I'm not sure which Mississippi State is going to show up. They had those big wins against Arkansas and Alcorn State. And then that one-sided drubbing they got to Alabama. It's a coin flip, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you better win big against Arkansas and Alcorn State for sure. Arkansas is far and away the dregs of the SEC. It used to be Vanderbilt, but Arkansas has just been atrocious this year. When you look at this line, it would appear to be very counterintuitive. You got the home team has the better straight-up record than the road team, and they've been much better at home than Ole Miss has been on the road. Ole Miss hasn't won a road game all year. And remember, normal home field advantage is worth 3 points. So you would think the team with the better record should be more than a 3-point favorite. They're not. Now, I do realize these schools are 75 miles apart, so you might be able to argue, well, it's not really the normal home field advantage, but you do have that a lot in college football, a lot of the regional advantages. Still, taking that into consideration, it's not like it's going to be a big 1 or 1.5 point swing. So this is a chance where we use the odds makers' knowledge against them, where in game 6 or later, if a team is winless on the road and they're playing a team that's at least 500 straight up at home, but they're not getting more than the normal home field advantage of 3 points, the road team under those circumstances are pretty solid. 307, 232, Joe, and yes.
We're out of time.
I'm sorry.
All right. Let's have it.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is my winner.
All right. You can find Joe Duffy at picksparlays.net. Now's a great time to go pick up Joe's expert picks. 15% off. Use promo code Turkey. Gobble, gobble. We will be right back with our next expert, Higgy Smalls.
Friday prices.
We'll be right back.
At the Home Depot, up to 40% off appliance special buys. But why stop there? You'll also get an extra $50 in instant savings on any Samsung top-load laundry pair. If you're ready to clean up on Samsung laundry, the only place you should stop is here. Black Friday savings, early, now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Gas dry extra. See store for details. Valid through December 5th.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
It's time to play Vomit or No Vomit. Brought to you by Nauzene.
Let's jump right in. Imagine the night before Thanksgiving, you partied too hard. Now you're suffering through Turkey Day trying not to Ralph on Uncle Ralph. Bob, do you A, vomit, B, guzzle the pink stuff, C, take fast-acting Nauzene?
Take Nauzene?
Correct. Nauzene's 4-minute formula quickly relieves stomach discomfort from overindulging in food or drink.
Get fast-acting Nauzene now. Available in stores everywhere. Use only as directed.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hope you're enjoying it. I mentioned before the break, you can go to picksandparlays.net. We have 15% off all of our expert picks. That's 15% off. Use promo code Turkey. Welcome. I'm your host, Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. I would love to hear from you. I always enjoy new people following me on Twitter. We have a lot of fun on Twitter. And if you do like more than just the traditional American sports, I love to talk European sports as well, because that's obviously my specialty, as I think you're getting the idea by now. All right, well, this is the part of the show where we welcome in our very own rap superstar. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the Sean Higgy Smalls Higgs. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
That's it. Higgy Smalls, P. Higgy, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner, Nick. All right?
No, just remember,
I'm ready
I
to
want you
eat.
to put your hands in the air if you're a true player, okay? Okay, let's move on.
We're playing these games.
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of everything
these
today.
games, baby.
Higgy, we're doing a little bit of everything. We're doing some NBA. We're going to do some college basketball.
Yeah.
I have to be honest, at the time that we were looking up these college basketball picks, I didn't have lines on them, but we're going to get to that anyway. But we do have lines on Clippers.
The lines. They came up.
They did come out, just like me. I came out last week. The lines just came out. Okay, very good. Clippers at Mavs. The Clippers 12-5, 9-8 against the spread. The Mavs 11-5, 9-7 against the spread. It's the sixth best offense in the NBA versus the third. Clips defensive record, though, slightly better. Both teams are on a 5-game winning streak. Total has gone over in 4 of the 6 games for the Clippers, 12 of the 15 for the Mavs. I got Clips -2, total 227. Higgy Smalls, what do you see on this one?
That's what I'm seeing. I got the same numbers as you, and you got to be happy with that. Man, Luka, holy cow, that guy's just been unbelievable. Unbelievable. I look at this number though, -2. Is somebody sitting out for the Clippers? I know Dallas has been excellent. They're 11-5. Clippers are 12-5. But you got the whole load management stuff going on. If I'm getting a full complement, and I got to tell you, I was kind of leaning towards the Mavericks with the points here. I like the Mavericks. But now, if we're getting everybody playing, and I'm laying this number, if I got Paul George, who's only played a half dozen games, Kawhi's played 12 out of the 17. Lou Williams having a good year. This guy's putting 22 points a game up. If I'm getting a full Clipper team, I think this is a statement game for them because this is a game they want to come out and beat an upstart team to say, you know what? All right, LeBron this or whoever. You think you're going to be the best team. We're the best team. And the Mavericks for sure are, him and Porzingis, like I said, Luka, holy, man, what a combo. Bright future for Dallas. But, again, like the lines come up late here because you don't know with this NBA. It's tricky every day, especially doing it a day ahead of time. But I'm going to take the Clippers because I think this is a team they're going to want to come out and beat. It's a good team. And that's the way the Clippers are playing. And all these teams now, they're resting guys or certain teams. I don't know. I think this is a statement game for the Clippers just based on Dallas's record and their 2-star players. I think George and Kawhi want to come out and say, we're better than Porzingis and Luka. So that's my angle here on this game. Probably a lot of points, though, over 227. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. You got a lot of offense on these teams, especially like the Dallas kids are, man, I'm just impressed with them. I'm impressed. Listen, they don't have the depth of the Clippers. Just go through the Clippers lineup and just look at their guys, and they're just stacked. So I think the Clippers are the best team in the league, and a lot of points. I think 227 looks good for an over. And again, guys, wake up tomorrow, see what the deal is on this, because the line starts going up. That means everybody's playing for the Clippers. Either way, I think I'm going to be on the Clippers on this game, believe it or not. So even if we get somebody sinking, Clippers are to play here.
So take the Clippers and the over. Let's move on. Next game, Wizards 5-9, 9-4-1 against the spread. Against the Nuggets 12-3, 7-7-1 against the spread. The Wizards are coming off a loss to the Kings, 106-113. They're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5. The Nuggets on a 5-game winning streak, another one of these 5-game winning streaks. Their last outing was a 106-104 victory against the Suns. The total has gone under in 7 of the last 10 for the Nuggets. I've got Nuggets -10.5, total 228. And don't forget to use promo code TURKEY for 15% off everything on the site. Okay, Iggy.
Who doesn't love turkey? Listen, 10.5's a lot, but I'm going back to Nuggets here. I can't really say any, like Mom always tells you can't say something nice about somebody. Don't say anything at all. It's the Brady Beal show, and that's it for the Wizards. Nuggets had the best record at home last year.
Hold on. Who told you that if you can't say anything nice about somebody, don't say anything at all? That is bad advice.
That's what my mom told me.
Well, your mom.
As a young child.
Your mom. What is she, some angel?
She tries. Well, except when she was beating me, she wasn't an angel. Don't say bad things about people.
You had that beaten into you with a belt from an early age. I can tell that's the root cause of your problems. Higgy, there's nothing wrong with you that 900 years of concentrated psychotherapy wouldn't fix.
I got to bring out the little shocker and zap myself and the jug right in the the jugular notch here.
Well,
Give
let's
me a
do it.
little
Well, shock us with this pick then on the Wizards Nuggets. So you obviously like Nuggets on this one. What
I
about
like the
minus
Nuggets.
10.5?
It's a lot of points, but they're just so good at home. If I have to, gun to my head here, I actually like the other game a little more we talked about. But in this game here, we'll take the Nuggets because I'm not high on Washington at all. Maybe the under here. You get the elevation for Washington. That's not something they're used to. So Denver and the under is the lean here for this game up in Denver Nuggets and Washington Wizards. We'll go Denver under.
All right, Denver under. You got it. You heard him. Iggy Smalls has it all for you. Let's move on to some college basketball. Oh, they're supposedly there for an education, but we know that's not true. Okay, let's start with Northern Iowa versus the West Virginia Mountaineers. Northern Iowa 6-0, 4-1 against the spread. They're unbeaten so far on the season. They've gone under in 11 of the last 13 games. The Mountaineers 4-0, 2-2 against the spread. Also unbeaten on the season. Their last outing was a big 69-44 win against Boston. The total has been under in 4 of the last 6 for West Virginia. What is the line on this? I didn't see it. Educate me, please.
Yeah, just saw coming up offshore. We got West Virginia 6.5 and 128.
Wow.
And I'm buying Northern Iowa here. This is an experienced group. I'm taking the Panthers 6.5 points. I got this line probably pegged around half of that. Listen, Huggy Bear down in West Virginia, they're going to bring defense, and that's what they do to offense last year. Really underachieving year for West Virginia squad coached by Huggy. But 6.5, 2 main points here. Northern Iowa. This is the in Riviera Mayo, Cancun. So I'm going to grab the early game here. We're taking the dog, 6.5, a lot of points. And, I find that maybe in these early games, you want to look towards like the under, because a lot of these tips are sometimes like 10, 11 in the morning. So nobody's up. I love the squeaky shoes you get right on the TV. So look towards the under, see where that number's at. If it moves a little bit, it's at 128. If it drops down, it tells you where the sharps are coming in at. But my money will be on Northern Iowa, 6.5 tomorrow. Let's grab it. Grab it as soon as you can find it, people, because that line's going to come down.
So Huggy Bear has graduated from Starsky and Hutch to college basketball. I didn't know Antonio Fargas was in the coaching business, but I guess I stand corrected. Wichita State against South Carolina. Wichita State shockers. If we want to talk football, my sort of football is shocker. It's when you have a terrible game. The Wichita State Shockers 5-0, 2-3 against the spread. They were unbeaten on the season. Last outing was a 68-59 blowout of Oral Roberts. And they're 10-5 against the spread in the last 15 games. South Carolina 4-1, 3-2 against the spread, unbeaten, but for a loss against Boston University. Their under has been in effect in 8 of 12 games for South Carolina. Once again, I am lineless, but you are not. What is it?
I'm seeing Wichita State 1.5 and 134.5 as a total. And I guess I like Wichita State here. I got them rated a little higher than this number. It's a young team, yes, but, coming up that Oral Roberts game, they're starting to score. So if they're going to score, these youngsters somebody's going to take the lead and, they're going to work out some kinks here early. I'm liking them. It's a short number. Basically, you just got to win the game here at 1.5, right? So, South Carolina, I got them pegged for one of the worst teams in the SEC. These guys are bad team last year. So I'm not high on a 4-1 record. You lose to Boston, who's, it's not Boston College, it's Boston U, right?
Yep.
Did you say they lost to Boston U?
Boston U.
So listen, 4-1, see who they played. It's not like they're playing juggernauts here. Wichita State, it tells you all you need to know. You got a school out of the American, upgrade came out of the Missouri Valley, laying points to a big, bad Power 5 school here. So that's a little something I like to look at, too, when you get these smaller mid-majors and the smaller power schools versus the bigger schools. We're favored here on a neutral court by 1, which means it'll probably more than 4 or 5 if we were playing on our own court. Give me Wichita. They're young, but I like the coach. He does a good job down there, Wichita State. They're a gritty little group. Wichita State to get it done here minus the 1.5 should be a no-doubter after in Game 2 here in the Cancun Championship.
No, Wichita State will deliver a shock. I won't say a shocker because that would mean something different. Okay, Higgy, we got a couple minutes left. So while we have you on and we're talking about Thursday, Thanksgiving, let's talk about a little NFL. Bills, Cowboys. Let me get your take on this game. This opened Cowboys minus 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. And when I see the 7.5s or 3.5s, I like the favorites in these games simply because I think they're trying to entice you with that hook. So I'm going to lean Dallas, and only because what a terrible game yesterday for them. Should have won the game. You know, you're 2nd and 7 at the 11-yard line, not once but twice, and you're kicking field goals. I mean, switch up the play calling. They did the same nonsense a couple weeks ago against Minnesota when they got down. They need a touchdown. They start running the ball and doing stuff. You know, throw the ball a little bit. Open up the offense. Huge must-win game. And let's look at Buffalo. They beat the bad teams. We've seen them get mauled at home by Philly, and we see how Philly looks. So I think Dallas, listen, the talent alone on offense, as good as the Buffalo defense is, they don't force many turnovers. Dak doesn't turn the ball over. So I think Dallas is going to get it done here. You don't like laying the 7.5. I don't think it's going to make a difference. It should be a 10-point game. Buffalo has trouble scoring, and against better teams, they really have trouble scoring. So I'm going to lay the points with Dallas here in that nice sandwich game right in the middle on Thanksgiving.
All right, I'll tell you what, we've got 2 minutes. Let's do a little bonus, shall we? Let's talk Bears at Lions. The Bears 5-6, the Lions 3-7-1. This is another Thursday game. This was a pick 'em as the opening line. I know it shifted because we did it. We talked about it with Craig. Here we go. It has gone from let's see, Detroit at -1.5 to Chicago -1.5.
I see Chicago up to 3 now.
Wow.
So I was going to say take the Bears. Obviously, we got a backup situation going on here in Detroit. The under has to be a clear play. Let me see what that is real fast. 39. Let's go under the total there. Listen, the good thing it's early, so you'll be prepping your stuffed mushrooms and maybe having cheese and crackers and getting some stuff done early, getting ready for everybody to come for this game. So, yeah.
Got to have the argument with the relatives. No Thanksgiving Day complete without that little family controversy. Tell us, what's up on Picks and Parlays from you today, Higgy?
I got a little Monday Night Football going. I'm loading up some college basketball. The lines are coming up for tomorrow. I'm having a nice little run there. Have a good one. I'm on the leaderboards here for the last week and month. So use that promo code. I'll cover you sports, hockey, NBA, college hoops, NFL, college football. Brian Biller is #1 in college. I'm #2 in college football. So got my work to do. I got to catch him. So college football is good. We got bowls coming up. Get a package, people. Use that promo code for the turkey. 15% off.
Sean Higgs, thank you so much. And you heard it right from the Higgy's mouth. Get onto picksandparlays.net. Sign up for one of anything you want to buy on the site. 15% off. Use promo code TURKEY, but you would do yourself a big favor. Go buy this man's picks, Sean Higgs. All right, coming up, we're going to recap all the picks we've given out during the show. Stay with us. Get a pen and paper handy. Be right back after this.
Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these 3 key words: buy, sell, hold. Those 3 magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-430-9571. 800-430-9571. 800-430-9571. That's 800-430-9571.
And you're back with us here on Picks and Parlays, broadcasting live on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, where we are each and every weekday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time or 1 p.m. on the left coast. I'm your host, Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. Today is Blase Day, as I mentioned, but it has been anything but a Blase Day here on the show. We've had a lot of picks for you, so we're going to recap them right now. But just before we do, a quick reminder. Right now on the site, in celebration of Thanksgiving week, everything 15% off. Use promo code TURKEY to make it easy for you. That's at picksandparlays.net. All right, let's start. We kicked it all off with some college football and NFL opening lines from Craig Trapp. But then we moved right along to the Duff man, Joe Duffy, and we had some college football picks. Ole Miss at Mississippi State, take Ole Miss +3. Texas Tech at Texas. We said take Texas -9 and Washington at Washington State. Take Washington -6. And then Higgy Smalls. We had a couple of games for you. Clippers at Mavericks. Take the over 227. The Wizards at Nuggets. We said take the Nuggets -10.5. And we did have a couple of college basketball games for you. We had Northern Ireland. Listen to me. Northern Iowa against West Virginia. He said take, I believe, Northern Iowa plus, was it West Virginia at 6.5? Do we remember? All right, total 128, and we had Wichita State at South Carolina. I know he said take Wichita and take the, I didn't think he said over, just take Wichita. So go to our site, picksandparlays.net. We got everything up there for your edification and review. Loads of free picks for you. There's no excuse to make uninformed, ill-educated bets. Can't guarantee every one of them is going to win, of course. But when you go to bet, make sure you bet with intelligence. No better place to get your picks at picksandparlays.net. Once again, promo code TURKEY, 15% off. Everything on the site. I'll be back with you tomorrow, same time, same place, same attitude as well. Until then, bet smart, bet responsibly, and always bet, win, repeat.